Hey guys, it's Cambria back with another tutorial. Hope you guys are having a really good week and an awesome day today. I don't know when this will be posted because it takes me forever to edit. Before we get into the video, make sure you like and subscribe and leave a comment if you want to stay tuned and see how I got this look, and just keep on watching. To start off this eye look, I'm going to go ahead and just cancel out any discoloration or veins that's on my eyelids with prepping them with concealer. And then I'm going to go ahead and set them with a translucent powder just to make sure that we don't have any creasing before we go in with the eyeshadow. To start off, I'm going to go ahead and take the dark purple shade out of my James Charles palette, and on a fluffy brush I'm just really going to concentrate this right in my crease because this is going to be our base shade for this entire eye look. To blend out that purple shade, I'm going to go ahead and take the red and just place it right above where I just laid down the purple, and I'm being mindful not to bring it too high because we are going to place another color on top. To blend out that red shade, I'm going to go ahead and take the orange in the palette on a big fluffy brush and just run this over top of the red, and just to ensure that there are no harsh lines and just giving it a really blown out effect. From blending out that red shade, we kind of lost the opacity that it had initially, so I'm just going back in with the first brush I was using with that red shade, and I'm just laying down another layer just so it'll be as vibrant as it was when I first laid it down. Doing the exact same thing that I just did with that red, I'm just going to go back in my crease with that deep purple shade that we used in the beginning, and I'm just going to go ahead and make sure that we don't lose that color by adding another layer. Now I want this look to be really winged out, so I'm just going to go ahead and take the purple blue shade that's in the palette and just start stamping that in my outer corner. And I'm just going to be placing the color down where I want it and worry about blending a little bit later, but I'm going to stamp the color down, that way it gets the most color payoff, and then we'll just blend it out later. And this is going to look a little bit crazy, but it'll all turn out in the end. To blend out this blue shade, I'm going to go ahead and take the dark green in the palette on a densely packed brush and just run this along the edges of the blue, and this is just going to create a really nice gradient effect from the blue to the green. And once I got that green color laid down where I wanted it, I just went in with a big fluffy brush in circular motions and just went ahead and blended out the edges of that green color. To blend out the edges of that darker green shade we just laid down, I'm going to go ahead and go in with the lighter green shade in the palette and just run this along the edges of that darker green. This look did take a pretty good while for me to complete, so if you're not a person that has a lot of patience, then this may not be the look for you. It just takes a lot of time blending all the colors together. To really wing this look out, I just went ahead and took the yellow in the palette and ran that along the edges of the green. Next, I'm going to be taking the blue out of the palette and just really taking my time packing this on my outer corner because this is such a really pretty color and I want it to be very bright, and so I'm just packing this on my outer corners. And now to deepen up the look just a little bit, I'm going to be taking just the slightest bit amount of the black in the palette and just stamping this on both my outer corners and running whatever is left on the brush in the crease. And this is just going to add just a little bit of dimension in my crease and on my outer corners. And now to bring the colors all together, I'm just taking the bright orange shade in the palette and just packing this on right in the middle. And now just taking some concealer and a flat brush, I'm just going to go ahead and cut my crease. And now that I've cut my crease, I'm just going back in with that black shade and just stamping that along the edges of where the concealer ended and the outer corner. And now I'm going to be going back in with the blue shade I used earlier and just running that along the edges of the black and bringing it onto my lid. Time for my favorite part of the look is glitter. Yay! If you know me, then you know I love anything that sparkles, hence the backdrop. And so I'm just taking this glitter that's from one of my ColourPop palettes and placing it all over the lid. For foundation, I'm going to be taking my L'Oreal Infallible foundation and just putting this all over my face using a beauty sponge. And I'm aware that the color is a little bit too yellow for me, but I spent a whole $12 of my hard-earned money on this foundation, and so I'm going to use it. And now I'm going to be taking my CoverGirl concealer and just putting this on the high points of my face and just using this to highlight. Once I have that concealer all blended out, I'm just taking my Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder and setting my face. For bronzer, I'm going to be taking my Maybelline City Bronzer and just working this along my cheekbones and on my forehead. I'm going to be taking my BH Cosmetics highlighting palette and just adding some highlight to the tops of my cheeks and down the bridge of my nose. For blush, I'm going to be taking my Milani Baked Blush in Luminoso and just using circular motions to add this to my cheeks, just to add a little flush of color. Jumping back into the eyes, I'm just going to be taking the black on a flat shader brush and running this really tight along my lower lash line. Taking the deep blue shade from the palette, I'm just going to be taking this and running this along the edges of that black shade. Jumping back into that really light green color, I'm just going to be connecting the winged out portion of this eyeshadow look down to the lower lash line. And I'm sure you guys couldn't have guessed that we are going now back in with that yellow shade and just blending out the edges of the green. And now I'm just going to be running that deep purple shade that I used in the very beginning of this eye look and putting that up against my inner corner and running that along the lower lash line. And now I'm just going to take this mauve pink color in the palette and just use this to blend the purple out. I already did my brows before I started this tutorial, so now I'm just going to be taking my Essence Clear Brow Gel and setting my brows in place. And now I'm just going to be taking the same highlight that I applied to my face and applying this to my inner corners. For lashes, I'm going to be taking the Magnetic Lashes and Liner from Eyelure and just applying a few coats of this liner to my lash line. The only thing I have bad to say about these lashes and liner is that you have to apply like 3 coats of this liner for the lashes to adhere and stick. But if you're like me and you can't apply lashes worth a flip, every time I try to apply lashes with glue, I always glue my eye shut. So this is the best way for me to be able to wear lashes. Yeah, but that's the only bad thing I had to say about these. Other than that, they're really, really pretty. For mascara, I'm just going to be taking my Essence Lash Princess Mascara and running this along my lower lashes. For lips, I'm just going to be taking my Revlon Ultra HD Matte Lip Color and topping it off with a ColourPop gloss. To set my face, I'm using my Milani Make It Last setting spray, and this is the final look.
that's it for this tutorial. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed making this look and creating this look. I personally think that it's one of the best looks that I've created since I've been doing makeup, so it was really fun to be able to show you guys how I got this look. So I hope you guys really enjoyed it, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't. I hope you guys have an amazing week, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!
Why do I keep doing that?
So that let me Ew! Hey! And leave a comment, any comment. What?